I was enjoying my time in Cairns. There were some beautiful places up here. For example, this is probably the greatest train station that I've ever seen. Waterfalls, fruit trees and tropical birds inhabited Queensland's tropical north. These little friendly fellas usually came to say hello to me. In hindsight, they're probably just trying to get the spiders from inside the wing mirror. There were some great walks where you could let your thoughts drift away, and obviously you can't go wrong with a cheeky waterfall. After the walk up, it would have been rude to not get in. Every time I tried to film an action shot, I just looked like a bit of a nutbag. Don't worry though, I will continue doing it. And after a nice little refresh, I'll let the current carry me back to my belongings. Cairns was a great place, good weather and people, but the caveat was there was absolutely no work, like zero work. And whether you like it or not, money unfortunately does make the world go round, and after handing out 40 CVs, it was looking slightly bleak. So I made the executive decision to make the 2,800 kilometre journey to Darwin. While I was in Cairns, however, I had to go and see the Daintree rainforest, which only added another 5-ish hours to the overall journey. Still not seen any crocodiles, but I'm sure they can see me. I was initially greeted by a mother cassowary and her chicks, or whatever the term is for cassowary chicks. The whole area was beautiful, however the roads were less so. At one point I had to wait for 40 minutes, as the road was only one way. I kept following the road until the road turned into a sort of unroad. I do very much enjoy driving on them though, navigating through the potholes and slopes and ditches, and eventually it led me into the rainforest, baby. More of these spooky signs. Was I being watched from the water? Who knows? Probably. Now, I believe these are called sprouting coconuts, and with a little bit of effort, I managed to see what was inside. The water turns into a sort of soft, bready coconut pudding styrofoamy type deal. This was a reasonably good result for me, because I wanted to save my food for the journey ahead, and didn't have a whole lot of money. It's been quite a few months now since I edited this, and for some reason I left in a whole coconut eating montage, so enjoy. Yep, we're still going with the coconut. Whoa, we're back. This beach was full of washed up coral, so I had to take one, of course. And so the road began, narrow roads, the occasional cars, contrasted with beautiful sceneries and red sands. I would stop here and there at various towns and villages after wiping out the equivalent of a small village of insects. I gave these chickens part of my cereal bar, and then they were just relentless. As you can see, the bug smear and sunset glare made driving at night very unsafe. And after finding this place in the dark, waking up in the daylight was a lovely little surprise. This is just a glimpse of what most of the roads were like. Endless. The flies could get so bad out there sometimes, I would have to just stay in the car to avoid them. We are now leaving Queensland and entering the Northern Territory. Come on. I saw quite a few kangaroos and emus on the road, but the camera doesn't really pick them up ever, actually. So here is that pesky sunset and bug windscreen combination at work, making me very nearly crash into a hole. It did look quite nice though. And in the morning, here is said hole. This would not have been fun actually, to fall in there. But you know what, we moved. Before even leaving Cairns, someone had told me about a tiny town called Daly Waters, mainly for the pub that was there. How could I refuse? So, turning off the highway and being welcomed with potholy roads, I didn't know what to expect. Daly Waters, a proper little outback looking town. I, however, would describe it as an oasis. The pub was the greatest and most random and craziest and mentalist place I've ever been, but I absolutely loved it. It had people stopping over from all walks of life, and the walls had things hanging on it from all walks of life. I would have quite enjoyed staying here for a night or two, but I didn't have the money. I needed to get to Darwin. And the closer I got to said city, the more lush vegetation appeared. I'm king of the world, Koba. Now, the lower area was closed off for swimming due to a crocodile sighting, but up here, you could dive right on in. After the driving, the flies, the heat, the bugs, this was borderline bliss actually. It was lovely. It's surprisingly hard to stay afloat actually in these little rapids with only one hand. I slightly make it look like I'm drowning a little bit, but don't worry, I was all good. After a week of driving, I finally spotted her, the bustling metropolis of Darwin. And this toad. I do enjoy the feeling of arriving somewhere new and having to find your place, learn how the streets intertwine, and having to find solid ground. We'll see how it goes this time.